This is actually one of my favorite strategies for sustainable fat loss over time, for women in certain phases of their cycle and for my clients when they're traveling or going to a social function. Let me explain. If 2,000 calories is your weekly calorie deficit and it's a 500 calorie deficit, then that's going to give you a 3,500 calorie deficit over the week, which is going to be roughly 500 grams of fat loss if it's calculated correctly. But if you have a wedding to go to and you're going away with your family from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what you could do is just bump it up to maintenance. So instead of going crazy and just going into mode, you can just have your maintenance calories when you're there. So instead of a 3,500 calorie deficit, you'll take a 2,000 calorie deficit over the week. Maybe you lose 250 to 300 grams of fat that week, which when you compare it to completely going over your calories and losing your progress is a win. And let's say it's that time of the month, and during that phase of your cycle, you just can't stick to a calorie deficit. Oftentimes, I'll just bring my client back up to maintenance. So instead of losing fat, we'll just try to maintain our weight that week. We stay where we are so that when you get into a different phase of your cycle, you can now jump into that calorie deficit and continue making progress. In that case, instead of looking at your calories as a weekly budget, maybe sometimes you have to look at it in a monthly budget, because there are certain weeks in the month where you're going to go up to maintenance, pause fat loss, and then double down later on.